The prelude, the judgment of Paris. Imagine the splendor of Mount Olympus, where the goddesses Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite stand, each radiant and proud, disputing over who deserves the inscribed golden apple to the fairest. Visualize young Paris, the Prince of Troy, sitting in a serene valley, tasked with choosing the fairest among them as they each offer him enticing promises. Scene 2. Picture Hera's grandeur as she offers the power to rule great empires, while Athena stands poised, promising wisdom and invincible armies. The air is alive with tension as Aphrodite, glowing with warmth, promises the love of the fairest mortal woman, Helen of Sparta. Paris, enchanted by Aphrodite's charm, hands her the golden apple, setting into motion the dire events yet to unfold. Paris and Helen, a fateful union. Envision the golden palaces of Sparta, where Helen's beauty captivates all who behold her. Imagine Paris, a guest in the city, meeting eyes with Helen across a grand banquet filled with laughter and music, a fateful attraction sparked by Aphrodite's magic. Scene 4. Visualize the clandestine departure of Paris and Helen aboard a sleek ship under the moonlight, their hearts entwined, oblivious to the storm they leave in their wake. Picture Menelaus waking to an empty chamber, realization dawning with heartbreaking clarity as news of Helen's elopement spreads like wildfire across Greece. The gathering storm, the Greek armies assemble. Picture the bustling assembly at Aulis, where the vast Greek armada prepares for war under Agamemnon's watchful eye. Achilles, Odysseus, and Ajax stand among the ranks, each a giant in their own right, the weight of destiny pressing upon their shoulders. Scene 6. Visualize the tumultuous seas and stormy skies as Artemis's wrath delays the Greek fleet. The bleak moment, Agamemnon sacrifices Iphigenia to silence the winds, a decision that weighs heavy on all hearts. The war begins. Battles, heroics, and wrath. Imagine the shores of Troy, ablaze with the color of warriors, the clash of swords ringing as Greek soldiers converge on the walls of Troy. Picture Hector leading the Trojans with valor, his stentorian voice rallying his comrades to defend their homeland. Scene 8. Envision Achilles in his tent, seething with resentment, whilst Briseis, the woman at the center of his feud with Agamemnon, sits silently, embodying the tragedy of war's collateral damage. The death of Patroclus, turning the tide. Picture the battle where Patroclus charges into the fray, dressed in Achilles' armor, hope momentarily lifting the Greeks. A devastating duel follows, Hector's spear finding its mark, the light in Patroclus' eyes fading. Scene 10. Envision Achilles standing by the sea, waves crashing wildly, the storm of grief and rage brewing as he resolves to return to battle, a fate sealed by Patroclus' death. Scene 11. Picture Achilles confronting Agamemnon, their rift quenched by necessity rather than forgiveness, unity regained only through shared loss and vengeance. Scene 12. Visualize Achilles as an unstoppable force on the battlefield, his combat prowess dreadful yet mesmerizing as Trojan lines fall back, routed by his fury. Scene 13. Envision the mighty duel between Hector and Achilles. The audience of an entire war is witness, each strike a thunderous note in their mortal chorale. The Iliad's conclusion, the funeral of Hector. Visualize Priam entering the Greek camp under the cover of night, an old king's dignity lined with desperation, appealing to Achilles to return his son for a burial. Scene 15. Picture in stark contrast Achilles surrendering Hector's body, an act of unexpected mercy emerging from oceans of bitterness. Scene 16. Imagine the solemn funeral of Hector within Troy, a nation's hopes wrapped in a shroud, the grief unforgettable. The fall of Troy, the wooden horse. Visualize the ominous arrival of the wooden horse outside the gates of Troy, a deceit cloaked in seeming surrender, overlooked in the Trojans' eagerness. Scene 18. Picture jubilant Trojans pulling the structure into the heart of their city, victory seeming at hand, while hidden danger waits within. Scene 19. Envision the night filled with mirth, unaware of the Greeks poised to demolish Troy from inside. the strategic brilliance of their ploy set into motion. Scene 20. Visualize the heart-stopping moment when Greek warriors emerge from within the horse and the gates swing open to a forced reawakening, doom enveloping the city. Scene 21. Envision flames engulfing the city as dawn breaks, an ancient civilization crumbling beneath the onslaught. The aftermath, the legacy of the war. Picture the desolate ruins of Troy, echoes of battle and cries lingering in the air. Scene 23. Envision Odysseus departing on his own odyssey, the seeds of another legend sown in the gallows of Troy's fall. Scene 24. Visualize Menelaus alongside Helen, their futures inextricably linked despite the years of turmoil, a complex bond rekindled in the ashes. Scene 25. Picture the silent retreat of the Greek soldiers, shadows drifting homeward, the smoky tang of bittersweet triumph upon their hearts. Scene 26. Envision the Mycenaean ships cutting through the waves, each man sunk in thoughts of home, lost friends, and the weight of history. Scene 27. Picture the ripple of fate from the war's end touching lands far and wide, myth transforming into narrative, ink, and memory. Scene 28. Visualize the gaze of future generations toward the past, a saga that stirred the heart of humanity, its echoes reverberating in art and song.